grade 9 learners. Today, we are going to talk about solving for angles of parallelograms. Here are the expectations for our lesson for today. Number 1. Solve for the angles of parallelograms. Number 2. Use properties to find measures of angles involving parallelograms. And lastly, state the different properties of a parallelogram. Before anything else, let us start with the pretest. Directions. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answer in your notebook. Question number 1. What is the measure of angle Y in parallelogram EASY? Letter A, 75 degrees. Letter B, 90 degrees. Letter C, 105 degrees. And letter D, 180 degrees. You have 10 seconds to answer. Your timer starts now. Number 2. In a parallelogram EAYS, if the measure of angle ESY is equal to 55 degrees, what is the measure of angle AYS? A. 105 degrees. B. 115 degrees. C. 125 degrees. D. 135 degrees. Your timer starts now. Number 3. In a parallelogram MORE, measure of angle M is equal to the quantity of 4x minus 9 degrees and measure of angle O is equal to the quantity of 2x plus 3 degrees. What is the value of x? A. 21. B. 31. C. 41. D. 51. Your timer starts now. Number 4. In parallelogram MORE, in question number 3, what is the measure of angle E? A. 65 degrees. B. 67 degrees. C. 115 degrees. D. 113 degrees. Your timer starts now. Number 5. In parallelogram MORE, what is the measure of angle R? A. 65 degrees. B. 67 degrees. C. 115 degrees. D. 113 degrees. Your timer starts now. Let's check your answers. Very good! You are doing great! Before we proceed to our lesson for today, let us have a recap. Directions. Identify which quadrilateral is being described. Number 1. A parallelogram with 4 congruent sides and 4 congruent angles. Number 2. A quadrilateral with only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Number 3. A parallelogram with 4 congruent sides. Number 4. A quadrilateral in which 2 pairs of opposite sides are parallel. And number 5, a parallelogram with 4 congruent angles. Let's check your answers. Here is the answer key in recap. Number 1. A parallelogram with 4 congruent sides and 4 congruent angles is a square. Number 2. A quadrilateral with only one pair of opposite sides are parallel is a trapezoid. Number 3. A parallelogram with 4 congruent sides is a rhombus. Number 4. A quadrilateral in which 2 pairs of opposite sides are parallel is a parallelogram. Number 5. A parallelogram with 4 congruent angles is a rectangle. And you are doing great! Now, let us discuss our lesson for today. In the previous self-learning module, the conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram and its properties were discussed thoroughly. Now, we are ready to use the properties to find the measures of the angles involving parallelograms. In the given figure, quadrilateral CARE is a parallelogram. If CARE is a parallelogram, then angle C is congruent to angle R. Also, angle A is congruent to angle E. Using the property of parallelogram in which any 2 opposite angles are congruent. If quadrilateral CARE is a parallelogram, then angle C plus angle A is equal to 180 degrees. Angle R plus angle A is also equivalent to 180 degrees. And angle R plus angle E is equivalent to 180 degrees. And angle C plus angle E is also equivalent to 180 degrees. Using the property of parallelogram in which any 2 consecutive angles are supplementary. If quadrilateral CARE is a parallelogram, then triangle CAE is congruent to triangle RAE. Using the property in which a diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram in 2 congruent triangles. Example number 1. Quadrilateral CALM is a parallelogram. If the measure of angle CLM is equal to 18 degrees and the measure of angle LCM is equal to 27 degrees, find the following. A. Measure of angle CML. Letter B. Measure of angle CAL. Letter C. Measure of angle ACL. And letter D, measure of angle ALC. Solutions. In letter A, to find the measure of angle CML, in triangle CML, the measure of angle CLM plus the measure of angle LCM plus the measure of angle CML is equal to 180. Angle addition postulate. 18 plus 27 plus the measure of angle CML is equal to 180 by substitution. Therefore, the measure of angle CML is equal to 135. Solutions for letter B to find the measure of angle CAL. In parallelogram CALM, angle CML is congruent to angle CAL, since opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. If the measure of angle CML is equal to 135 degrees, then the measure of angle CAL is 135 degrees also. Solutions in letter C to find the measure of angle ACL. Since side CA is parallel to side ML and side CM is parallel to side AL, then alternate interior angles are congruent. Angle CLM is congruent to angle ACL. If the measure of angle CLM is equal to 18 degrees, then the measure of angle ACL is equal to 18 degrees. Solutions for letter D to find the measure of angle ALC. Similarly, angle LCM is congruent to angle ALC. If the measure of angle LCM is 27 degrees, then the measure of angle ALC is also equivalent to 27 degrees. Therefore, measure of angle ALC is equal to 27 degrees. Number 2 example. Use the figure at the right to find the measures of the unknown variables and the indicated angles. Given, quadrilateral CARE is a parallelogram in which angle C is equal to the quantity of 2x plus 4 degrees, angle A is equal to 60 degrees, and angle E is equal to the quantity of 3y plus 9 degrees. Find the following. Letter A, x. Letter B, y. Letter C, angle R. Letter D, angle E. And letter E, angle C. Solutions for letter A to find the value of x. Angle C and angle A are supplementary angles. So angle C plus angle A is equal to 180 degrees. Then substitute the values of angle C and angle A, in which 2x plus 4 plus 60 is equal to 180. Then simplify and combine like terms. 2x plus 64 is equal to 180. Then 2x equals 180 minus 64 by subtracting 64 from each side of the equation. Then 2x will be equal to 116. Then divide each side of the equation by 2. So therefore, x equals 58. Solutions for letter B to solve for the value of y. Angle E is congruent to angle A. Since angle E and angle A are congruent, therefore they are equal. Then substitute the value of angle E and angle A. So 3y plus 9 is equal to 60. Then subtract 9 from each side of the equation, so 3y will be equal to 60 minus 9. Then, 3y will be equal to 51. Then divide each side of the equation by 3, so therefore, y equals 17. Solutions for letter C to find angle R. Angle R plus angle A is equal to 180 degrees, since angle R and angle A are supplementary angles. Then, substitute the value of angle A. So, angle R plus 60 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Then, angle R is equal to 180 degrees minus 60 degrees by subtracting 60 degrees from each side of the equation. Therefore, angle R is equal to 120 degrees. Solutions for letter D to find the measure of angle E. Angle E is congruent to angle A. If the measure of angle A is equal to 60 degrees, then the measure of angle E is also equivalent to 60 degrees. Solutions for letter E to find the measure of angle C. Angle C is congruent to angle R. If the measure of angle R is equal to 120 degrees, then the measure of angle C is also equivalent to 120 degrees. Let us now have the wrap-up. And let us remember that to solve for the unknown angles involving parallelograms, we need to be guided by the different properties of a parallelogram. These are the different properties of parallelogram that will guide you in solving for the angles. Number 1. In a parallelogram, any two opposite angles are congruent. Number 2. In a parallelogram, any two consecutive angles are supplementary. And number 3. The diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into congruent triangles. For our valuing, you are going to make a reflection in a form of journal writing. The properties of parallelogram can be associated as the rules to be followed when an online or virtual classes start. There are many factors that should be considered when doing online classes so as to prevent confusion and to have a healthy communication. As a student, list down the rules and key factors to be followed so that online or virtual classes will be successful.